Hello there everybody, my name is Donald Williams, this is the Unnamed Movie Review channel, and today we're going to rank all 7 movies that I saw in April 2019. Now, I haven't released my review for all of these movies. I believe I released a review for, I'm counting them because I have the list in front of me right now, 4 of them? Wait, 5 of them? I think 5 of them. No, 4 of them. 4 of them. Yeah, definitely 4 of them. Anyway, sorry about that. If you're new here, every month I rank every movie that I've seen except January because I didn't see any new released movies in January. I'm also doing books and that should be up tomorrow. I read 5 books if you're curious about that, but you can just watch that video and you'll see my ranking of all the 5 books I read. Anyway, let's jump into this. I saw 7 movies. One of them was my favourite I've seen all year, and one of them was pretty low down there. So let's jump right into it. So, coming in at number 7 is Dumbo 2019. This is one of the movies I haven't released my review for yet, so I'll go more into depth about it in that review. I thought this movie was really interesting, but I'm just not a big fan of remakes. It definitely did the not being racist thing a lot better than the original Dumbo. And the not being racist thing and Danny DeVito were the best parts of this movie. Danny DeVito, I have never seen him act before, but he stole the scene every single time he was in it, and he was my favourite part of this entire movie. He made me laugh, and he had some of the best moments of the movie, and I kind of wish there was more of him in it. Now, for the rest of the movie, though, I'm not the biggest fan of remakes. I have really high standards for remakes, which is odd, because for the rest of the movies, I have incredibly low standards for. If your movie can either make me laugh, or it can make me feel excited or make me feel emotional about the characters, I'm going to love it. But if you're making a remake of a movie, if you're doing something that's been done before, and the thing that's done before was really good, then I'm going to have high standards, and that's what happens with Dumbo. I like how it went more as if it was a sequel to the original, but then I feel like it should have been made as Dumbo 2, excuse me, instead of just a remake. I feel like it would have worked better as Dumbo 2, but of course this is live action, so it'd feel weird to go from an anime to a live action. But I felt like there was a lot of mess. The CGI in the movie didn't work a lot of the time. Some of the story felt a bit clunky. The characters weren't really developed that much, and only one character really had a great arc, so I really didn't like this movie at all. Coming in at number 6, however, was Velvet Buzzsaw, the polar opposite of Dumbo, to be fair. Velvet Buzzsaw was a Netflix original horror movie about this woman who finds this man dead, and he's made tons of art, so she decides to start selling it, but it turns out the art is evil, basically. This movie, I think, works really well as a mystery. So, I've only watched it once, but I feel like the second time you watch it isn't going to be as thrilling. Most of the intrigue and reason I enjoyed this movie came from I didn't know what was going to happen to the characters. I didn't know anything that was going to happen. But if I now watch it now and I know everything that's going to happen, I feel like it's not going to be anywhere as interesting. There was some great symbolism, and it was a great, almost knock on modern art, which I really liked. But apart from that, I didn't really enjoy this movie. I enjoyed this movie, but it wouldn't work. There were some scary moments, but not as many as I thought there would be for the first horror movie I decided to watch on my own. Coming in at number 5 is The Missing Link, an animated movie from Laika, a studio that has made tons of really great movies in the past. I was expecting a lot from this movie, I was really excited for it, and some of the comedy didn't really hit. There were definitely scenes that made me laugh, but every scene that made me laugh was shown in the trailer, so there was no surprising scenes that made me laugh, and there was no really emotional moments in this movie. So, I don't really have much to talk about it, but that's really all I have for it, because I've talked about it before. Number 4, at the halfway point, is Triple Frontier. This is another Netflix original movie. It follows 5 mercenaries who go on a mission to steal a bunch of money, and it goes horrifically wrong, blah 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 blah. This was a really great action movie, and I think it made really interesting characters that I really liked. Some of the action felt a bit too, well, it didn't feel like there was enough action in it, and it also felt like there was a few moments that were just too loud. I couldn't understand what the characters were saying because different audio effects were really, really loud in the movie. Again, I've done a review on this. I don't want to talk ages about things I've audio reviewed, and it's very late tonight. Coming in at number 3 is Shazam, the first superhero movie on this list. I really enjoyed this movie. My grandmother actually really, really enjoyed it, so that was interesting. I really liked the idea of this boy who can turn into a superhero. Zachary Levi plays a child really, really well, and I liked every part of this movie. It felt like it had a tonal problem because there were some scenes which was childish, funny humor, and then there was people being murdered by monsters gruesomely. So that tone problem kind of felt a bit off there, but this is one of my favorite DC movies, and behind some of the team-up movies and Wonder Woman, it's probably definitely up there with my favorites. Coming in number 2, however, is The Unicorn Store, Brie Larson's directorial debut. I really enjoy this movie. It's a movie about growing up, and I really liked the main character. I liked all the other characters in this movie. There were some really funny moments. It was probably the Netflix movie that made me laugh the most this year, and I've seen a few Netflix comedies, and this one wasn't really advertised as a comedy, so that's weird. This one was really interesting. It keeps you guessing the entire movie. I know it hasn't received the best critical acclaim from other review channels, but I really, really enjoyed this movie, and it would have been my favorite of the month if it wasn't for the movie that everyone knows is going to be everyone's favorite. It's Broken the Planet. The biggest cinematic event probably of all time is Avengers Endgame. Worry not, I will not spoil it. But the reason I love this movie so much is because it's the end of 11 years of setup. Nothing has ever been able to set up a movie like this before. You really care about these characters. You really want them to survive. But at the same time, you're really interested in every other part of this movie. There were some great music choices. There was some great character development. But I think the best part about this movie for me has been how it's affected people around me. Everyone has heard about this movie. My biology teacher started talking about it. My grandmother's talking about it. My parents, people in my school, people at my kung fu class. One kid threatened to stab me if I spoil this movie. Should probably be worried about that. When I was watching this movie, there was multiple scenes where the audience lost their crap. And this is probably my new favorite movie of all time. Till Shrek 5 comes out. Let's be honest, that's one's going to be the best movie of the year. I really enjoy this movie, and I hope the MCU continues after this. I don't want it to, you know, I don't want this to be the actual endgame. I want another arc like this. I want another huge seismic event. Probably won't happen no matter if the MCU tries, but I would love it to happen. I adore this movie, and I really, really hope that they continue to make great movies like this in the future. So those are all 7 movies that I saw in April 2019. Leave your lists in the description, in the comments below. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you all in our book review video. Goodbye.